Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you're having a fantastic week. On today's show, we are getting the scoop on a fun event happening soon called Weather the Fort. The United Way of Allen County joins me in studio, but first, we are kicking things off with Women's Wealth Wednesday. Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Welcome to Women's Wealth Wednesday. If you've been following this series, then you know that we've been talking about helping widows who have recently lost someone gain the financial advisement that they need for the next steps. And joining me today is Caleb Doan with Foster Financial. Hi, Caleb.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Yes, so in our last session, we talked about gathering documents. That was the first step if someone unfortunately was to lose someone. What's the next step?
Yeah, good question. So last week we kind of talked about gathering all those big documents that really make sense if somebody's recently widowed, and really all of these steps have to do with setting yourself up for a productive financial future,
right.
Because it's such a big financial change to be widowed. And so really today, kind of that next step is figuring out the exact people that you need to talk to. Okay, and there's really three that kind of come to mind. And so the first one is speaking with your spouse's former employer, all right? And this is really important if there's a pension in the mix, but even if there isn't a pension, a lot of times there can be life insurance policies that people funded through work. Sometimes big employers like GM, for example, might be paying for certain life insurance policies on their workers, even in retirement. And so it's important to call them and kind of figure out exactly what steps need to be taken. With a pension specifically, there's kind of a whole range of pension payout options that people choose when they elect their pension. And so, on one side of the spectrum, there's, the straight life or single life payout, and this is the highest monthly benefit, but this basically just means that payout pays the same monthly benefit for the worker's entire life, and then when they pass away, it completely stops and it doesn't go to anybody else.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On the other side of the spectrum, people can choose a payout strategy that gives you a little less per month, but when they pass away, 100% of the benefit goes to their, surviving spouse for the rest of their life. And then there's a whole bunch in between. There's, 75% payout, 65, all the way down. And so a lot of times people elect this when they turn 65 and retire, and they lived a long and happy retirement and maybe passed away at 85. And a lot of times the spouse might think, I don't remember, was it 100%? Was it 75%? I'm not sure. And so it's important to give that company a call, let them know that your spouse passed away, and then see what you can expect in terms of the pension payout there too.
Can we talk about pensions a bit more? Because as we are preparing for what may happen, of course, people can choose their electives right now. So is that a service that you offer as far as breaking down which pension plan would be best for someone?
That's a great question. And yes, we absolutely advise on that. And that's a huge decision because when somebody makes that choice, it's in almost all cases final. I mean, you can't change that, a week down the road, a year down the road. And there are situations where, somebody might have chosen a joint life payout. Let's say a husband chooses a joint life payout for him and his spouse. And that means that they get a slightly lower benefit, but, if he were to pass away, it would cover her. Let's say, heaven forbid, 1 year down the road, his wife passes away. That means, he's getting a lower benefit for the rest of his life when there's really no added benefit to him of covering his spouse because she passed away before him. And so there's actually different, life insurance strategies that we can kind of bring into the mix to sort of mitigate that risk and make sure you're choosing the best option for you and your family.
Okay, that's good. That's good stuff. Okay, so first person in contact, your spouse's employer. Who's the next person?
Yeah, the next one is actually the Social Security office.
Oh, okay.
And especially if they're already collecting Social Security, which most people are, if they're in the being widowed, and so the Social Security system, since it's a government system, is very confusing. No huge surprise there. But one of the things that typically happens is, if a husband and wife are both collecting Social Security, if the husband passes away and his benefit is higher than what the wife's is, depending on the circumstances, oftentimes she's able to get that higher benefit. So she no longer gets hers, but she gets her husband's higher benefit. And there's a lot of things that can play into this, like how long that they were married, how old they are, if they're the full retirement age or not, if she gets remarried afterwards. There's so many different factors that will actually determine how much she gets. And that really brings us to the third one, which is, you need to chat with a financial advisor about a lot of this, because all of these will have a huge impact on your financial plan. And so a lot of times we see that, financial advisors, maybe they dealt with the husband predominantly. And so sometimes, widows can be less comfortable communicating with the financial advisor. And so that's why it's so important to establish a relationship beforehand, make sure you understand your financial plan too, and that someone understands what the plan is moving forward if you do become widowed.
Yeah, that's so good. And really, because when we talk about pensions and even Social Security in this conversation, those are things that may be fleeting, they're not guaranteed. And so that retirement planning in other ways is something that you all help with and kind of get people situated for the full picture and not be so dependent on these things that may not be consistent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And setting all of this stuff up beforehand is the best possible scenario. Obviously, it's, someone losing a spouse is one of the worst things to possibly go through. And so having sort of the finances taken care of and something that you don't have to stress about on top of everything else is a wonderful blessing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much, Caleb. That is such good information. And if you would like more information about Foster Financial or take advantage of their consultation, then we'll have that information listed below, and we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Weather the Fort is a one-day festival held in downtown Fort Wayne with music, art and entertainment, beer, and much more on a beautiful winter day in Indiana. Joining me today to discuss this event is Rick Zolman, Event and Programming Manager of downtown Fort Wayne. Hi, Rick.
Good morning, Jessica. Thanks for having us.
It's nice to see you. Yes, nice to see you too. How's it going?
We're busy right now. We picked this event up in December and programming it here for this week, and we're ready to go. So.
Yes. So February 18th is this winter event. So share more with us. What is this event all about?
So Weather the Fort actually started out of a jointly sponsored contest that we did about 8 years ago. So there were a group of about 8 individuals who were a part of YNLI who won the contest and started this event. They programmed it for a number of years, and they were all in their 20s. They got a little bit older and had children and didn't have as much time. So we literally met with the board, or part of their board, December 6th, and they asked us to take it over.
Oh, wow.
It's a cool event, and we didn't want to see it go away, and we have a heart for how it began. So we said yes, and here we are, 45 days later, and we're ready to get things rolling here on February 18th. Thank you.
That is a quick turnaround. Wow. But, you all are professionals at downtown Fort Wayne, so I know it's going to be amazing.
Well, we have practice with every other event that we do, and so we know timelines and how we need to move things along, and we're well prepared. The biggest thing that we don't know right now, and I'm sitting here looking at the weather forecast, and we want to know what the weather's going to be. So we'll see what happens on day of the event, but we're excited about the event and being the caretaker moving forward.
Yeah, I love that. And I must tell you, so when I heard about this event and just seeing how the weather has been since I've been here in Indiana, it has been like this, right? But then the really super cold days, the below 16, 17s and the snow and all of that. I'm like, is this event, if you can survive, is this a survivor event?
Well,
Battle of the fittest?
I think part of them founding it was kind of sticking their nose up at the weather and saying, it's Indiana, we're gonna do this event, and we're going to deal with the weather.
Okay.
The first couple of years they did it, it actually was warm. I mean, I think one year it was probably in the 60s. So
Really?
you get that up and down, and that's just kind of part of the event and adjusting to it.
Yeah. Okay. And this is a free event?
It is a free event. There will be alcohol there. You'll have to bring an ID. We'll get you a wristband, and you can buy drink tickets for that. There will be music performances. There will be a fire dance at 7:40. Nicholas will be there to do a toast at 7:30. We'll also have some beer tappings. We'll have the fire dancers. We'll do an ice sculptor. There will be some games, some rock painting for children. So it is, and the winter trio. So we'll have a couple of princesses and a majestic ice harvester. They're making an appearance starting at 3 o'clock.
Well, that's
lots
exciting.
of stuff happening.
Yes, yes. And as you mentioned, so WANE is a media sponsor for this event, and our very own chief meteorologist, Nicholas, will be there to give that toast. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, you guys are a great partner, and we love working with you. And so when we can partner and bring somebody in, this Weather the Fort Toast has been started before we came on board, but we're like, hey, yeah, this is really cool. Yeah. And really, we are programming this event very similar to what has been programmed before, and we don't anticipate making a bunch of changes. We made some slight changes just to the order of the event this year, but very excited to have it and be the caretaker and move it forward and hope for good weather on the 18th.
Yeah, so what do people have to do to attend? Is it just show up? Do they need to pre-register?
Nope, you can show up. It will be on the landing, and so there will weatherthefort.com will have some areas that you can park around. The parking downtown on Saturdays is free, so if you can find the street parking, you can park there.
Okay.
Parking garages, there's one at Promenade, there's one at the Rousseau Center right there on Calhoun Street. So walk in. You can come into the family area without using an ID, but if you want to buy alcohol, you'll have to have an ID. You'll get a wristband. You can buy drink tickets, and then we'll serve the beer. I do believe there will be some hot wine as well. So if you're chilly, you can have some hot wine as well.
Hot wine?
Yes. So
well, that's a first.
That's an option.
What is so?
The drink aspect, we're working with Turner's of Fort Wayne, and they're handling that in Alcoa from a distributor standpoint, and so they're handling the logistics. I'm excited to learn about that because I don't know that much about it right now. Other than we're trusting them as partners, and they've done it for a number of years.
Okay, well, if there's no other reason, we got to try this
Figure it out.
hot
We're
wine.
figuring it out as we go. And I do want to say Tricor came on as a presenting level sponsor for us very quickly because the turnaround on this was very quick to get things done. And so we appreciate that greatly. They're a great partner as well as WANE.
Yes. And what's the time of the event?
3 to 8 p.m. So that is one change that we made. Look, I go to bed early, so we couldn't do it until 9 o'clock. So we changed it from 3 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
The fire dancing will start at 7:35-ish, and so that'll be dark, and it'll be nice to see the flames. And then from there, we're all going to go home, warm up if we need to.
Right.
But we're all going to go home after 8 o'clock.
Right. We're going to need a weather prediction that day from Nicholas.
We will. We'll be watching the weather closely.
Yes.
As we always do.
Yes, well, I love it. Well, thank you so much, Rick, for coming in and sharing about this event, and kudos for turning it around in such short notice.
Thank you. We appreciate that. It's a ton of work, but the things that we do with the other events allowed us to turn it around as quickly as we did.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. If you all would like more information about Weather the Fort, you can check it out on downtown Fort Wayne's website. And this sounds like a really great event to get out, enjoy this Indiana weather, and enjoy the activities that they have planned for you. I'll be out there. I think I will, Rick. I'll see you there. We'll be right back.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com. United Way of Allen County exists to boldly impact
critical community issues. And with me today to discuss their food drive initiative is Tiffany Bailey, VP of Community Impact. Hi, Tiffany.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. Well, I'm happy that you are here to discuss this important initiative that you all have going on, or coming up rather, on February 17th.
Exactly.
And start off by just sharing with us an overview about the United Way.
Yeah, United Way, we launched this summer our new 4 priority areas. And so we're focusing on educational opportunities, food security, housing stability, and mental health access. So with the food drive coming up, it's a great way for us to be able to impact families that are food insecure.
Yes, okay. And so with this food drive, I know that you all are spreading bins all around the city. Over 24 corporations are accepting these food donations. And you're
Yes.
working with Starbucks and all of that. So share with me what people can do to help in this drive.
Yeah, absolutely. With the 24 corporate partners that we have participating, this will give a great opportunity for their employees to engage and be able to donate food to the greater food drive cause.
Yes.
But with the 12 participating Starbucks, that gives the general public an opportunity to drop in, pick up their coffee before, in the morning or afternoon, and still be able to drop off food. We're looking for non-perishable items. They can't have glass bottles.
Okay.
Can't be outdated, but canned protein, peanut butter, pasta, some of those shelf-stable foods that are really going to make a difference for individuals that are food insecure.
Yes, and I love that you said that, because a lot of times with food drives, people think of canned drives only. And it's like, no, we want all the good stuff that are non-perishable. And the Starbucks thing is great, because if you're going to get your coffee in the morning, drop off some food.
Yes. Yeah.
It goes hand in hand.
Yes. And this is a great thing to do, because a lot of times the food pantries see, during the holiday season, there's just so much generosity that's happening. And so they see a lot of monetary donations, food donations.
Yeah.
After the holidays are done, they do tend to see a dip in those donations. So this is just a chance for the community to get engaged and restock those shelves.
That's so great. And I know it gives such an amazing impact to the community. So let's talk about last year. So 2023, you all collected over 3,000 pounds of food.
We did.
Wow, that is
did.
incredible. Share more with me.
Yeah, so we did the 3,000 pounds of food. Starbucks participated last year, as well as some local restaurants. And this year, with us reaching out to our corporate partners, they also wanted to get engaged and said, how can we participate? And so that's where some of those companies came into play. And I feel like with so many, the generous community we have, the corporate partners that are working with us, I feel like we're going to beat that 3,000 pounds this year. That's my hope.
Yes, I love that. Setting goals for improvement. And share with me the direct impact. So after you collect the food, where does it go?
We have 3 participating food pantries that we are partnering with. So Associated Churches Food Pantries, Miss Virginia's, and Community Harvest. So we will have volunteers at each of those 3 locations. And we also have volunteers that will be out collecting all the bins on February 28th when the drive, or on March 1st when the drive ends. And we'll distribute those and drop those off at those 3 food pantries. We'll have volunteers there on site that day to be able to sort the donations and to get everything ready for the food pantries.
Okay, so during that time, so give me the dates that people can go to Starbucks.
February 17th through the 28th.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah. And if somebody else, if there's other people, it's just like I don't have time to drop at food. Maybe Starbucks isn't someplace they frequent. If somebody wants to, they can still get engaged. They can text food 23 to 4144 and make a monetary donation.
Okay, wonderful. And we have to talk about your financial initiative, VITA.
Yes.
The free tax help program. Share more, please.
Yeah, this is a program that we've offered within the community with a number of partners for several years. So the free tax assistance is available in 4 counties that we're working with. In Allen County, our partners Volunteer Center. And DeKalb, Noble, and Steuben counties, we partner with Catholic Charities. So the free tax assistance program is an opportunity for households that are earning $60,000 or under to have their taxes prepared for free and electronically filed. So it saves them the $100, $200 they would have paid in having their taxes prepared.
Yes, that is incredible. Okay, so the only qualification is just if you make under 60,000 annually
Yes.
as a household.
As a household,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
And then for somebody that may be a little bit more comfortable doing their online taxes but is looking for a free option, United Way also does offer myfreetaxes.com.
Okay.
It's a free online tax platform that you can use to do your own taxes. The income guidelines are a little higher, so it does go up to $73,000 a year.
Okay.
I have used it for my college sons. It is very easy to use. They have live chat available. They have navigators you can call if you have questions, you get hung up on something. So a couple different options. Somebody can drop off their taxes at one of the Vitus sites, or they could use the free online myfreetaxes.com.
Wow, that's incredible. That is amazing service. You know, taxes right now, it's like, what do I do? What do I do? And so I love that you all provide this program. All right. Well, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Tiffany, for coming in and sharing about your initiatives. And thank you for what you do for our community.
Thank you.
If you would like more information about these programs that United Way is offering, from the food drive all the way to their Vita tax program, we'll have their website listed below. Check it out, and we'll be right back.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And if you would like more information about anything discussed, you can head over to wayne.com/livinglocal15 and rewatch a segment. And remember, it's never too late to live your best life, so start living it today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.